Dear students, this is module number 143 for the subject of strategic human resource management. And the title of this module is Employee Expectations from an Employer. At one level, the employment relationship is an economic transaction. We call that it is an economic transaction because we have seen in the definition that it is the paid employment, and we are talking about definitely the paid employment, not something which you can call voluntary work. So where the employer purchases time and skills from the employee for some pre-agreed level of remuneration. Remuneration refers to rewards and financial benefits and salary and all other benefits. So we say that where the employer purchases time and skills. Well, unfortunately, this is a very critical statement, and some people have argued about it that your time and skills are purchased by the employer. Or, in other words, they have purchased you or they have bought you to do something for the organization. Some critical scholars, they have gone a step ahead even in explaining this, what I'm talking now. Just like a commodity, are you also an employee or a commodity which can be purchased by individuals or organizations? Anyway, we are not going in a debate about this philosophical concepts or the perspectives about whether an employee can be bought or purchased by the organization to do something. We say that at one level, the employment relationship is an exchange, economic exchange. You receive economic benefits and you deliver a service or a job to the organization or to the employer. So when there is a requirements from both sides or expectations from both sides, we will talk in this module and in the next module the employee expectations from the employer and the employer expectations from the employee. So let's see, however, the nature of the employment relationship is more complex than this economic transaction. It's not that much or that straightforward as one can think about. You are paid for something and you do something for the organization. Or it is not about that the employment contract given to you that this would be your salary and remuneration, and in response to that or as a result of that, you would be doing this thing for the organization. It's not that much easy and simple. So the ongoing employment relationship also involves some form of social exchange. When we talk about the social exchange is basically you meet with the employer and employer meets you, how you talk with the employer and how employer talks with you. So how you respect the employer and how employer respects you. And at the same time, some social exchange is based on the norms. You do something good for the employer, and in return, you are expecting something good from the employee and employer, both from each other. So there is no prior agreement between the parties about how these obligations will be discharged. What I mean by that, for example, if you think that there is an obligation on employee and employer to discharge what they expect from each other, it is what we call that there is no prior agreement. You cannot have an agreement for everything because in the long-term employment relationships between the employer and the employee, you cannot write down everything in a minute detail. This is what we expect from you, and that is what you expect or you should expect from us. In an ongoing employment relationship, many things happen on daily basis. Making it short and specific, employee expectations from an employer. We will talk about some basic things, but definitely these 4-5 points do not cover everything what an employee wants from the employer. So if you look at, if you have been working in an organization, you can think about it. So the employee may seek more than job and income security. So usually employers are ready to offer you a job and income security, that your job is secure or you are a permanent full-time employee, or you are a government employee and you think that your job is secure. This is all you want from your employer? Maybe more than that. And when it is more than that, is it the responsibility of the employer? That's a complex area. So, job satisfaction, you also need a job satisfaction along with the economic benefits and remuneration. Is job satisfaction is the responsibility of the employer? Or if you are not satisfied with your job, who is responsible? Is your expectation inappropriate? Or is the job inappropriate? Or whether you have chosen a job that does not suits to your personality or your skills and abilities. So a lot of questions about it, whether this expectation, employee expectation from his or her employer is appropriate or not appropriate. Interesting and meaningful work. Employees, they are expecting that their work is meaningful, and they feel that whatsoever they are doing is important in their life, and it is also important for the organization and for the customers and for the society. Whose responsibility it is? Either it is your attitude towards the job, or it is the job in itself. This is how you think about any particular job, or this is how the job it is itself. So, interesting and meaningful work, the opportunity for progression and development. This is most of the employees they expect, and they want a growth in their career, and they are expecting that employer must have established some procedures that one employee who have started at a basic level in future reach at some middle level or the top management, or achieve the top management position in an organization. And lastly, the work-life balance. Employees also expect from their employers that they would offer them a job which has a work and life balance. Thank you.